What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now I'm back in the UK. I think it's about time we had a little chat about Europe. What went well, what didn't, what I liked, what I didn't, and what I'm going to do next. Being a professional, I've made some notes. So what was the Europe trip for? What, apart from travelling, which you know I love, why did I do it? It was kind of a bit of a spur of the moment. It was in the books, but it wasn't really, I didn't plan much. So basically, I went across to Europe with no plan, basically just to dip my toe into the European travel malarkey, shall we call it. I wanted to drive on the wrong side of the road. I wanted to have a little look around. I wanted to see what was going on. I wanted to just get out there and try it, basically. I didn't really take much advice from people. I mean, I took a little bit, but I just went there and just done what I done. Yeah, and it seemed to, you know, it went all right. I mean, it didn't go bad, but I wanted to see how the motorhome fared up, how I fared up, if I got anything wrong, and I wanted to find out what I liked and what I didn't like. And the only plan I really had going out there was to go to Amsterdam with the guys, John and Tash, John and Mandy and Mevy, and then go to Park for Night. That was the only plans I had whilst I was out there. Apart from that, it was just, let's just see where it takes us. So before we go into how the trip went and everything and all that good stuff, I just want to run through a few things. So I applied for my Clean Air for France. It didn't arrive in time, but I had applied for it. So I didn't have the sticker on the window. I did have the email to say that I'd applied for it. And then my mum sent me a picture of the actual paperwork that come through the post later on when I'd left. So yeah, that I didn't do that in time, but as of so far I haven't had any fines or anything like that. I think most of it's ANPR, to be fair. So I believe I'm on the system, the motorhome's on the system, so that works fine. I took multiple copies of my insurance documents, multiple copies of my breakdown cover, multiple copies of my passport, and multiple copies of my logbook. Now, I'd done all that and had photocopies of them all ready, just in case anyone stopped me in any country. I had multiples, so I had like 4 of each. No one asked for them. No one asked for them whatsoever, but I will take them again because I'd rather have them pieces of paper than the police or any roadside people or any legal officials. If they want to see them, they can have them, and there's no bother then. I've done my best to help them, and hopefully they'll go lightly on me if I've broken any rules. I had my high-vis and my AA kit under my seat because you've got to be close to you. I had my Angles Mort stickers. Got one on either side of the vehicle, and then I got one stuck on the back. My number plate's all fine with the UK thing. Before I went, and I've got to give a massive shout out, the Hills Explored, so they done a video and I watched it multiple times because I'd never been to the train and never done the whole thing. So I'm going to link their video here and I'll put it in the description. If you've never been and you don't know what you're doing and you want to know how to get to where you got to drive through when you go down to Folkestone and all this and that, then watch their video. Their video, spot on. Cannot thank them enough for that, because I watched it multiple times and I just done everything that Beth said, and then I followed the exact route that they went in. Yeah, Beth knows her stuff. She knows her stuff. Now, what did I like and what did I dislike? I flipping loved the freedom and the park ups, all the airs, the services available. Absolutely freaking amazing. I love exploring places. I love going to new places. I love travel. Absolutely amazing. And it turns out, I didn't know this, didn't expect this, to be fair, I quite like grand architecture and cathedrals, which is again what I was doing this trip for, because I wanted to find out what I did like and what I do want to do more of. So I'm definitely, yeah, going forward I'll be doing that. Now every time you say France, people go, oh yeah, the French. Oh, the French. Oh, it's great, but it's got French people. And I didn't get that at all. The French people were so accommodating to me. I'd be rolling up to any of them and with my app, with my Google Translate, going, can you help me? And then I'm pressing it, and then I'm like, you know, can you listen to that? And then, you know, And none of them had a bad thing to say, or you know, none of them shrugged me off. They all helped me. So yep, love the French. Nothing to say, not a bad thing to say about them. I didn't like the lack of street food or snacks. The lunchtime menu thing, I just not really on board with. And things are always closed. Now, I get that I'm going to have to get on board with the whole lunchtime thing, you know, the siesta kind of. I know it's not Spain, but that kind of thing. I'm going to have to get on board with that. I understand that, because if I go to Spain and all them countries, they all like to take a mid-afternoon break. I get that. But it's like, they're not open Sunday, so they close Sunday, so then they go, oh, well, I might as well be shut Monday as well. And then some of them go, I might as well be shut Tuesday. So then I'm like, 3 days, what am I doing? I'm like, okay. And then the whole 12, like I say, the 12 till 2, but sometimes that stretches to 3. And I'm like, okay, that's that done. It just didn't, it hasn't meshed with me yet. I know I'm going to have to learn with it, and it's my problem. It's not theirs, it's mine. But yeah, that's something I didn't really like. I do love the French countryside. I did not expect the French countryside to be like that. I don't know what I expected it to be, but I didn't expect it to be so amazing and so, you know, beautiful. The views and the vistas are amazing. Amsterdam. Let's talk about Amsterdam. Don't rate it. I do not rate it. What do I love? I loved the food, the street food, the quirky shops. The atmosphere was quite all right, but actually Amsterdam, not really a fan of. It was a lot of real trying to get you to just buy everything. The coffee shop side, the coffees, again, very pumped into your face, not trying to force you to do it, but I think they're just selling you crap. In all fairness, the red light district, whew. I mean, if you go in there for the red light district, I'll let you into a secret. Essex has got more going on. I'm telling you that now. It's that ain't me. I'm from Essex, so I'm not trying to disrespect Essex. I'm being serious. I mean, I grew up in Thailand, so I've seen red light districts. I've seen things that will make people's toes curl. If you are going there for a bit of, it's a bit naughty, it's a bit, you know, we're being a bit bad here, we're being a bit, you know, on the red line, we're in the red light district, or they do drugs, and it's really tame. I mean, really, really tame. So if that's what you're going there for, you'll be disappointed, I tell you that. And it was very dirty. There was a lot of rubbish in the streets. It really was. It was just rubbish everywhere. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really get that part. But hey, you know, it is what it is. I'm not saying the UK is the cleanest place, because it really isn't. Now here's one. Traveling. I want to know what it's a tip, and it's also a question. What do you guys do if you don't drink beer and you're out and you're walking with friends? So when we was with John and Mandy, John and Tash and Mevy, we're walking along. It's like, all right, should we stop and have a drink? Okay, so I'm a big chap. I get hot. I'm quite, you know, it's no secret. I like a liquid drink. I like a lot of Pepsi Max. Yeah. Gadget John and Mevy, Mandy and Tash, they were ordering like beer, right? And that is a sizable amount of liquid. It's a pint. You could slug the first half to get rid of your thirst, and then you still got half a pint left. Right, that's great. But if you don't drink beer and you only drink like softs, like you go, oh yeah, I'll have a Coke Zero or a Pepsi Max or something like that, they bring them to you in these little bottles are like that, and they're about €4 or €5. So I'm like, okay, that big. I'm like, one mouthful is gone. So I'm like, can I have another one, please? Now I'm €8 to €10 deep. And they've only spent four to six on a beer. And I'm like, hang on. So what do you guys do about that? If there's any of you non-drinkers out there and you want to stop for have a drink, what's your top tips for that? Because like, I'm not sure how to do. I mean, do they do a pint of shandy? Maybe is that the way I can do it? Does I don't know. But I learned to like carry a drink with me. So carry a can of Pepsi Max with you, or carry a bottle of water with you. So if you're going to go, right, let's sit down and have a drink, I'd quickly neck that or have that, because I'm thirsty and I've obviously got it on hand for thirsty, but then I can then sit down and enjoy what I've just spent €4 to €6 on, just taking sips, because it's that big. The motorhome, the land yacht. Oh, hang on. Now, if I really put my mind to it, I could probably say a few things that went wrong, but I can't, from the top of my head, think of what they were. I think the motorhome was a dream. Really was. I mean, obviously, I went in summer, was a bit warm. There was lots of sun, so I had lots of solar. I was driving quite a bit, so, you know, the DC to DC worked perfect. The batteries worked fine. The Europe trip aside, I'm probably going to put another battery in, but I'll talk more about that at another time. But that's just because I'm a real heavy power user, and I'm obviously full-time through the winter. But that is nothing to do with Europe. So some of the changes I do want to make, I want to do outside cooking more. I know Steve from Roman Radfords has just had like an outside shelf put on the side of his motorhome. So you stick it and drill it to the wall, or you can just Sikaflex it to the wall, and then you open the top of it, and then it comes down and it's on like a chain or struts, and then you've got a nice shelf at the side of your motorhome. So I'm gonna get one of them, because then I can put my Kadak on that, and then I can cook outside quite easily. Just take it out, pop it straight on, and I'm done. Because obviously it is hot it's hotter in Europe, but also because the airs allow you to do that. You know, you're not like, oh, don't get anything out. I'm not saying I'm going to set up a full campsite, but you know, you can open the door, you put your Kadak on, then you can start cooking some sausages, have a cup of tea at the side if I really wanted, and then that's quite easy. And then it's not inside the motorhome and it's not hot. Along with that, I'm thinking of getting an outside water point and an outside electric point for 240 and for 12. And I would like some electric in the garage as well, because then I'd be able to have fans outside while I'm sitting and eating. I'd be able to use, you know, be able to just sit out there and just, I know I've got power banks, but you know, I don't want to be moving things around constantly. And my system is more than capable of doing it all. So I could put my induction hob out there if I really wanted to on the little shelf, which I'm going to get, and then I could plug it straight in to the external power on the outside of the motorhome, and that would be perfect. That would be really good. Again, I could probably take my air fryer out there, put that on the little shelf, and then plug that in, and I'm good to go. Same as charging phones, tablets, MacBook, all that outside, with the outside charging points would be it'll be brilliant. It really will. So that's something I've highlighted. Like I said, it was hot, so I want to fit some fans in this motorhome. I want to get a few fans that I'm going to fit, and they're going to stay permanent, and then I'll wire them in, and then I can just turn them on, and then get a bit of a vortex of, you know, air moving round. I know I've got the EcoFlow aircon, which I am going to still keep working with and trying to use. I need to get my Wi-Fi aerial on the roof fitted, to then go into the modem. So I'm going to be looking into that, and I'll do a video about that at some point. I want to improve the garage storage. Now, I've seen Firmia do a racking system. So basically you twist it and it goes up that end and that end, so then it pushes against the ceiling and the floor, and it's like a racking system. I don't really want the drawers, but I want to be able to put like little shelves that up there on that racking system, and then I can put my fishing bag right at the top, because at the moment I'm not making use of the full height, because you can only stack things and then things fall. So I'd like to be able to take a lot of the stuff that I've got, put it into the racking system, and then go up, and then it's all out the way, it's all contained. I can use a net or a mesh, like elasticated netting, so then none of it falls off. It's all there, it's all organised, and that'll be, yeah, brilliant, because then I can get to my bike easier, and then I can have just things a bit more organised. For no other reason than I just want, I want to put an extra lock on the hab door. I've got one, a Malenko sliding lock on the garage. I want to put one on the hab door, just for, you know, because I can, and it's just a little bit of added security, you know, when you're out there and when you're anywhere, to be fair. But yeah, that's something I do want to do. Again, this wasn't really related to Europe, but I want to add a diesel heater to this motorhome, so that will be coming at some point. I've got plans for that, so stay tuned for that. And I want to add some more. This isn't really to do with the motorhome, it's more to do with YouTube and me, but I want to add some more and better filming angles inside and out. So I want to make some, again, some fixtures around, so I can just move a camera and stick it there, and get different angles even while I'm driving, so I can talk to you guys while I'm driving, and then maybe some external angles as well, and then be able to get some better footage. But apart from that, I mean, the motorhome fed up so well. I've got so much storage, I've got everything I want with me. You know, I've still got space, I'm not overloaded, and yeah, the motorhome done absolutely amazing. I love the aircon in the cab, so while I'm driving along, it's brilliant. I do actually want to get, that's another thing why I've just said it, I want to get a partition here, like a sheet, like a fitted sheet, to go all the way along and then drop, because then when I'm in front driving, I can then drop that. In the summer, the aircon will then just stay, hopefully, just in the cab. It's not working as much. I'm not trying to heat this whole area, because if you're using the heater or the aircon in the actual cab, you turn it on, it just goes it says bye because it goes down the other end of the motorhome. If any of you got any ideas of any of this, or you've done any of this, then yeah, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think and what you guys have done, especially with the garage. If you've got a big garage on your motorhome and you've done some amazing storage systems, then I would love for you to reach out and then tell me what you've done. Right, what is the plan going forward? Well, I'm going to get back to Europe. I want to get back out there as soon as I can. So I want to get back to, I want to explore Belgium more. I really want to explore Belgium more. I loved Ghent. That was amazing being in Ghent. And then I'd like to dip my toe into Germany and have a little look around Germany. But my first place I really want to go back to is Belgium. I'm hoping to go early. I've got loose plans at the moment, but it's early next year. And then yeah, go back out there. It'll probably be a bit colder, which will be cool. Nice to see, maybe a bit snowy, hopefully, maybe a bit frosty. That'll be sweet. I'm gonna actually start making a list and researching places I want to go and see, so buildings and cathedrals and places and what I want to see. So I'm going to make a list, so I've got a bit of a loose plan, and then I'm going to loosely just aim towards one and end up at each one in a bit of a plan, I suppose. I don't want to really structure it that much, because I quite like being able to just, you know, go and stop, and then end up somewhere. That's going to be what I want to do. I am going to be slow traveling. I did like being in Ghent quite a while. My plan is probably to be in a place for maybe 5 to 7 days, if I like the place. So I'm going to do a lot of research into certain cities and towns that I want to go to, because I really want to explore them, and I'm not in a hurry. I know we've got the whole Schengen shuffle and all this and that, but I'm quite happy to just spend 3 months in Belgium. I'm really quite happy, you know, to do that. It's not a problem. And then I'll go, and then I'll come back here and do something, and then I'll go again, and I'll do another 3 months somewhere. You know, if I'm traveling and I'm doing what I want to do, what's the hurry? There is no hurry. So I'm just going to get around slowly, see what I want to see, and just take it nice and easy, so I can get really, you know, see things that not everyone sees, and do things not everyone does. So yeah, that's the way I'm going to do that. I am going to crack the fishing in Europe. I'm going to put a bit more research into that, find some actual places to go and actually catch some fish. But that'll be on my other channel. You'll see a glimpse of it on this channel, but that'll be on my other channel, which is starting mid-October. I'll announce that, don't you worry, but I hope to see all you fishermen that are on this channel over there supporting that channel. Come on, need ya. So yeah, that was my Europe trip. I absolutely loved it. It was a great trip. It was a great first, you know, dip my toe in kind of trip. I found out what I like, what I didn't like, what works, what doesn't work. I want to do a few changes to the motorhome, which I'll document and show you guys on the way when I do them. And then, yeah, I know what I want to go see next time. And yeah, can't wait to get back out there. So I hope you guys have enjoyed my little Europe series. If you've got any places you think I should see, especially in Belgium and Germany, then please drop them in the comments below. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Now I'm back in the UK, baby.